Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs and Turnbull Insurance Service since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Carol and Jorge in Clinton.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. I am here on a hill with a grand view of Whitesboro. We've been here many times before, but there's always something new to discover. So come on along with us as we revisit Whitestown.
Today at 2 o'clock, Dr. David A. Anderson will present an oration of Frederick Douglass's speech asking what Independence Day meant to the American slave. That's this afternoon at the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum in Peterborough. It's time for the Skinner and Demoulas road trip. We stop in to see the guys in Richfield Springs, where they're ready to set you up with a test drive in one of their new or pre-owned vehicles. This week we explore Whitesboro in the town of Whitestown. Whitestown was known as the mother of towns because of the many towns and counties formed from it, including the towns of Paris, Steuben, Cazenovia, Augusta, and New Hartford.
Well, Hugh White was the first settler that came here into this area, and there were no settlers here at the time. It was just the United Indians, and he settled in the park area down in the village, and it was the town of Whitestown. It went all the way to the Vermont border, all the way to the Canadian border, and all of that area was Whitestown. It was the part that he received in his settlement. All of the villages, Oriskany, Whitesboro, village of Whitesboro, New York Mills, and they all, Yorkville, all are part of the town of Whitestown.
To the end of the river, I follow it down till it reaches the sea, and I'll lay it down soft like clouds on the ocean. Under the four winds, blow your love back to me.
The local historian Judy Malozzi told us about Hugh White, the founder of Whitestown. And here we are in the village park, and indeed there is a monument, the one behind me, to his memory. It was erected in 1884. The village green is also home to the farmers market every Monday from 3 until 7 throughout the entire summer.
I ran into a suit with bad steps and mad couldn't win, the man's just not so. Said, son, look at me, I was once young and free, but my troubles got me to this mess.
The Philip A. Rahill Trail is a trail that connects New Hartford to Whitestown. It's 4 miles long, paved all the way. It is named for Philip A. Rahill, a very fine attorney. For me, it's a special honor to be here because I knew Phil very well, and I can attest to the fact that he was not only a fine attorney, but a very, very upstanding citizen. Probably without him, this trail would not exist.
Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way back home. Just trying to find my way.
Looking for an escape from the heat? Why not do some ice skating at the Whitestown Ice Arena? Although it's been around for nearly 30 years, some people still don't realize that you can go ice skating all year round.
The skating rink opened up back in 1985. There was a need. At the time, there were several high schools who wanted to have a hockey team, and there was no place for them to actually play. You had Clinton Arena, and you also had New Hartford skating, but Notre Dame needed a place to play, Westmoreland needed a place to play, Whitesboro needed a place to play, and this group of people came around and they got a lot of volunteers, and here we are almost 30 years later with a beautiful ice rink.
The Whitestown Ice Arena is located just off County Highway 840 on Westmoreland Road at 1 Championship Way. There is a public skate on most Sundays, Tuesdays, and Saturday, and adult skates on Wednesdays. Visit our website for skate times at MohawkValleyLiving.com.
Now I'm here for you, so they say in my school, to be kind and assert and protect.
Stay tuned for more from the Whitesboro area after the break.
Back home.
Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday at 7:30 a.m. and 11:35 p.m. on WKTV. And check out what's new on MohawkValleyLiving.com.
Just trying to find my way back home.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Check out this 2007 Ford Focus, the perfect vehicle for your recent grad, a smart buy at $69.95. Come in and test drive one of the many pre-owned vehicles at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Visit the Farmers Museum in Cooperstown for Step Back in Time weekends. June 30th and July 1st, explore fantastic natural fibers with hands-on activities including spinning, weaving, and felting, and fiber animals on exhibit. Visit farmersmuseum.org. Visit North Star Orchards for your spring planting. You can grow what North Star grows, from a variety of fruit trees to blueberry bushes. The greenhouses are overflowing with the area's largest variety of annuals, herbs, vegetable plants, and hanging baskets at North Star Orchards in Westmoreland. Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products at Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. Why do contractors and do-it-yourselfers shop Lincoln Davies? It's the superior grade lumber, the value for the money, the 140 years and 6 generations of customer service. Since 1872, Lincoln Davies has delivered superior lumber, value, and service, and they're not about to change things now. Celebrating 140 years at the same location, just 10 minutes south of New Hartford on Summit Road between routes 12 and 8. Lincoln Davies, building them like they used to. Spend the 4th of July at a quiet concert in the country hosted by Carlton Clay. The event begins at 4 and honors the founder of the Windfall Dutch Barn. Bring a dish to pass to this free event on the 4th of July at the Windfall Dutch Barn in Salt Springville. Have a tropical adventure and walk among hundreds of free-flying butterflies, tropical birds, plants, lizards, and frogs at the Pop Butterfly Conservatory. It's an unforgettable experience for all ages. Open 7 days a week on Route 7 in Oneonta.
Loyalty is something you can't sell, not something that you find in a wishing well.
Special thanks to Turnbull Insurance Service and Mark and Jim Turnbull. Their continued support makes the show possible.
Friends, they'll take care of you, take care of your friends. There's nothing better you can do. Look at the clock. Time is now, tomorrow's no promise anyhow. Take care of your friends.
Oriskany Boulevard is a great place for shoppers, with a shopping plaza and many little shops like the Potting Shed Antiques. For over 35 years, the Potting Shed has featured antique glass, furniture, and lighting, and specializes in antique jewelry and coins. It is open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Man, but your friends can help you make it through the day.
Further along Oriskany Boulevard is Discount Hobby Specialties. Here you'll find all kinds of summer projects for the kids, or for the kid at heart, from model cars and trains to helicopters and rockets.
Remote control stuff, just regular models, building models. We do almost anything, kites and rockets, of course. Yes, our biggest site is the rocketry. Actually, I'm retired, and I figured this keep me busy instead of being home watching tube or something or other. Just and it's interesting. You meet a lot of interesting people.
I'm at B&F Milk Center, and as luck would have it, they have my very favorite kind of ice cream, maple walnut. And as a matter of fact, they have soft ice cream, which is also maple walnut. It's like being in ice cream heaven. They have 23 other soft flavors, everything from apple pie to espresso to tutti frutti, watermelon, you name it.
Here is insane. Oh, can't you see? I'd be flattered at the efforts all cheers you made to be here and see me through this day.
Way down Oriskany Boulevard is the popular Route 69 Steakhouse, now with a screened-in patio for outdoor dining. We meet Chef Bob Griffin to tell him how impressed we are with the steaks and also the riggies and greens. It's hard to believe he's not a Utica Italian.
I have never been here since it has been the Route 69 Steakhouse, but years ago I came here when it was the Blue Note, and I'm going to tell you that the food here is absolutely off the charts. It's not only a steakhouse. You can get things as we did this afternoon, chicken riggies, incredible, greens, very Utica. Make it a point to come out here and enjoy it yourself.
One of our most popular items is the chicken riggies. We've won the Riggy Fest in the past. We're famous for our riggies. Actually, on Thursdays we do all-you-can-eat chicken riggies. It's very popular, and it's one of our more popular dishes. We also do greens, and our steaks definitely are phenomenal. Actually, our chef has been here since day one, since we opened, and he's cooked in Long Island for quite some time. So when he came here, he had no idea what chicken riggies were or greens. So he's kind of adapted to the surroundings, and we've put our culinary aspects together as to what he wants to do to them and what we know as they are, and this is what we've come up with, and he's done great ever since. To please people. I like to see happy faces too, you know, someone coming up and saying thank you, that was the best party. Like we do banquets and such, and you know, say that was the best party that we ever had, or that was the best meal we ever had, and I didn't, you know, surprising people that I didn't even know you were here, and you know, coming and letting them know that yeah, we're here and we're really good.
Now that we've tempted you with all this food, we're sorry to say that the Route 69 Steakhouse will be closed for the first week in July for the 4th of July holiday. It will reopen on July 10th.
Nothing sweeter than the sound of homegrown melody and song. From back porch picking to the Stanley stage, if you listen you can hear the music play.
We've driven by the Little Hermosa Corporation sign on Main Street in New York Mills for many years, and today we get to find out what they do here. We meet many of the staff, including one of the owners, Jane Mulvihill. We learn that there are actually 3 different companies that work together to build steel and aluminum structures and highway signs, and also provide hot dip galvanizing.
3 companies, family-owned company, owned by the same people, 3 independent, Hermosa Corporation, Dye Highway, and Hubbell Galvanizing. We all kind of feed off one another. Here at Hermosa, we do the traffic signs and the large green signs that you'll see on the thruway, as well as the sign structures themselves, the big steel frames that support those. At Dye Highway, they also do the sign structures, as well as doing guide rail and bridge railing and the same type of things. At Hubbell, they galvanize the materials, which is dipping them in molten zinc to give them a protective coating, as well as they have a Fortress Fusion company, which is powder coating, which allows us to color the galvanizing after its completion to give the product a more aesthetic appeal. The Hubbell companies were actually founded in the late 20s as a construction company, and these buildings are all the original manufacturing facilities that fed the Hubbell companies. The Hubbell company and Hubbell Galvanizing had some Chapter 11 problems in the late 80s. Hermosa has been here since 1992, and I believe Dye Highway was formed in 1990. We just manufacture products now. We have about 140 employees between the 3 organizations. Most of us, I guess you would say at the upper level, they're the owners, myself, some of the other people, all started as in the Hubble construction part. So we have a feel for making sure that our products can be installed easily and to make sure that they fit. And that's our sales pitch, hopefully when people buy some stuff from us. We have multiple generation families that have worked for the organization for a lot of years. So there really is some down-home family roots within the organization.
I'm standing in front of a sign here. It's really quite large, but when you're on the road, it looks so small. These signs are big, but I've been told they're going to be making them even bigger. And the reason for that is, get this, our aging population. They need bigger letters to be able to read them. So I guess I'm part of the reason for the signs being what they're as big as they are, or will be.
I'm making this valley my home. I'm so proud to call it my home. Oh, it's not what you take or give, and it's here I want to live. Yes, I'm making this valley my home.
In 1866, James B. Turnbull walked to farms and villages to visit his customers, earning their trust. Today, the fourth generation of Turnbulls continue that dedication, tailoring a life insurance plan to suit your unique needs and priorities. Turn to the company that is out there to earn your trust. Turn to Turnbull. View presents the Forge Festival of Arts and Crafts Saturday and Sunday, June 30th and July 1st. Over 60 skilled vendors of handcrafted items as well as family activities, food, beer, and wine. At the Forge Festival of Arts and Crafts on North Street in Old Forge. Dream big at the Women's Leadership Conference at Minnowbrook. Life coach Teresa Huggins hosts a weekend of discovery and personal growth at the lavish Grand Lodge at Blue Mountain Lake. Visit teresadhuggins.com to register for the Leadership Conference.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospitals on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment, and you're only available on the weekend. Sure, I have an appointment Sunday with Dr. Karen. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Taste the homemade difference at Maria's Pasta Shop. Homemade lasagna, manigot, stuffed shells, ravioli, and more. Gelato is back for the season. Stop in and sample this Italian treat at Maria's Pasta Shop. Meelan's Meat Market is your meat headquarters, featuring low-salt, low-fat smoked ham and store-made kielbasa. Every hot dog, beef patty, and sausage is made by Bob Meelan himself. You'll find everything from store-made meats to fresh salads and tabbouleh at Meelan's Meat Market in Clark Mills. Savor the flavor of authentic Southeast Asian cuisine at the Lotus Garden Noodle and Sushi House. The Pooh family welcomes you to lunch or dinner at the Lotus Garden, 339 Bleecker Street in downtown Utica. From vintage to new comic books and graphic novels, Ravenswood Comics has a huge selection and a staff that knows the business. Open Monday through Saturday on Seneca Turnpike across from JK in New Hartford. Ravenswood Comics, your comic connection for over 25 years. We head across Main Street to the historic First Presbyterian Church. This congregation and church was built and grew during the tumultuous anti-slavery movement in New York State.
The church itself first started in 1801 as a church meeting house and a little white wood building. That's what you would have seen on Main Street, which they called the Road to Rome. 1834, they build a slightly bigger church, same site. So the people back then would have been familiar with this site of the church. And so that was a red brick building. And like many of the churches, it had galleries all around it for the slaves or colored people. The organ went in. The organ was made in Utica. And then in the early 1900s, they painted the red brick white, and that's the church you see today. In 1979, like many of the churches, they had a fire. Every church seems to have that in their history. It's very near and dear to all the people in a congregation, and this church, as you see it now, just collapsed, just filled with rubble. But fortunately, the exterior walls are those 1834 walls that they preserved. A good landmark story, of course, at that time people said, the church is now rubble. Should we leave the old thing there or be modern and progressive? Fortunately, they kept the 1834 walls. And that 1834 time was the glory days of this church with the abolitionists. So we have a structure that reflects a significant past.
Many of the members of this church were faculty and students of the United Institute here on Main Street. The Institute was America's first biracial academy. The Institute's graduates included such well-known black abolitionists as Jermaine Logan, Alexander Crummell, and Henry Highland Garnet.
Right next to the church is the former home of Benjamin Babbitt. Now, Benjamin Babbitt was known for his soap making, and to many of you out there, as I remember it, my mother for many, many years used Babbo to clean up the counters around the kitchen. That was made world famous by Benjamin Babbitt right here in Whitesboro, New York.
It lets me know I'm home. I'm making this very my home. I'm so proud to call it my home. Oh, it's not what you take or give, and it's here I want to live. Yes,
Another historic site in Whitesboro is 100 Main Street. The back portion was built in 1780 and operated as a tavern by the son of Hugh White, the village's founder. Last year, the building became home to Colonial Pharmacy when it was purchased by Robert Langdon, protecting it from the threat of being torn down. He has added a pharmaceutical compounding laboratory, but intends to maintain and preserve the building's historic architecture.
If you go down to the
We travel down Main Street to Dave's Clip Joint, and sure enough, we find Dave busy keeping up with demand. Of course, the first thing he mentions is that Richard's looking a little rough around the edges.
I should have known better, but I fell for her love.
If you're looking for an old-fashioned barbershop with old-fashioned prices and an old-fashioned barber, then come here to Dave's Clip Joint. Haircuts are still only $9, and if you're a senior, for example, I got my haircut for only $8. Of course, it took them only, what, 30 seconds? 30 seconds. And the extra bonus when you come here, you'll get something sweet, cookies, or for example, these cupcakes today. They were, what kind of cupcakes again? Carrot cupcakes, and they're baked by Dave himself. Yep. And if you're a police officer or a member of the military, you'll get your haircut for free. Well, don't laugh. You blew it.
24 years. Yep.
He hasn't learned yet.
I hurt my back driving truck. I drove a tractor trailer for a living, and I hurt my back, and I decided to become a barber. Disability. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So I decided to be a barber. Just popped into my head.
License away.
Yeah. That's what it was.
So, what's the trick to it?
To cutting hair, yeah. The gab. You got to talk. You got to be able to talk. You know, you got to be like Dick Enders. You got to be able to talk. You know.
I hear that you sing.
Yes. Yeah. Sing the national anthem all over, and I make CDs, and I do a little bit of everything.
No, you raise money with this?
Yeah, for Operation Sunshine. Okay. Yeah.
Can you give us a bar?
Can I give you a bar?
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's got to be some.
Let's see.
Can you sing and cut?
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Boom.
Boom. I forgot the word. Why don't you go for you and me, brother?
Yeah.
Why don't you go for Idol?
Yeah.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Check out this 2007 Ford Focus, the perfect vehicle for your recent grad, a smart buy at $69.95. Come in and test drive one of the many pre-owned vehicles at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs. Pool have a leak? Need a repair? Call Trenton Corporation Pool Repair for prompt professional service 7 days a week. Above ground and in-ground leak locating, plumbing, and fittings testing. Call 793-7400 and they'll hop to it. Oscar's Picture Framing offers hand-finished molding and restoration of antique frames, preserving artwork, pictures, needlework, and memorabilia. Oscar's Picture Framing, Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Your home is your castle, so when you need windows, be sure to call the Window King. Call and speak directly to the owner about new vinyl replacement windows starting at just $259 each installed. Call the Window King today at 733-5500. Call Yannick Excavating for all your residential and commercial projects, from new construction and land clearing to septic systems, driveways, basements, ponds, and topsoil. Visit yannickexcavating.com. Hot new fashion is arriving daily at the Village Crossing, the Mohawk Valley's exclusive store for not your daughter's jeans. And check out Coexist Jewelry, handcrafted in Peterborough. Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. The Longaretta Law Firm, protecting your rights and advising you in matters of legal importance. Call for your free consultation, 735-6162. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377.
I can't stand it when you're not around. I don't know quite what to do with myself. So if you have to leave me tonight, now, baby, just don't come at all. When you're gone, you know just what I'll do. I'll cry.
As much as we thought the early winter, the early spring was really going to put the crop a little earlier, we're going to be right on track. The blueberry bushes, as you can see, are coming along really good. The certainty about this year's crop is that the size of it. We've never seen blueberries so prolific. It's going to be a heavy crop this year. The U-pick's going to start July 7th on a Saturday. Be prepared for, a lot of good berries. You get good size the first ones you pick. In the last few years, people have really taken note of the benefits of blueberries. It's actually called one of the superfruits because of the high color and what it does for memory. And you're finding people are using it, whether it's with yogurt, whether on the cereal, freezing it. It's a good time of year to put them away for that cold winter. We find one of the best purposes that we use is our famous iced blueberry cookie.
One of the many perks of being the host of this show, I was allowed into the patch here earlier than anybody else, so I could get my share of these blueberries. And I'm so glad to know that they are good for memory, because I'm going to eat a handful at least to remind me to tune in. No, we're not going to tune in. We're going to be preempted next week. That's what I'm remembering. We're preempted by the Boilermaker, but in the morning. But the evening performance, the evening show will still be on at 11:35, so be sure to mark your calendars appropriately. Now you guarantee memory assistance here, right? Thank you. I can feel it working already.